Have you ever got a chance to talk in front of an audience or to do some performance? If so, what was your experience? How did you feel about it? Maybe you were nervous or kind of afraid, thinking that this might go wrong. Oh, you might have not been really sure that everything will work according to the plan if that was a pre-planned or trained attempt. Okay, enough thinking. Let's assume that you have done your thing very well and you are enjoying the positive feedback from everyone. And at this point, how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel great about yourself? Are you happy about yourself, thinking that you are someone worthy enough? Oh, you might have had completely different experience. Things went wrong and you got humiliated on the stage. Everyone blamed you for your poor performance and attitudes, and you just felt like running away and hiding somewhere. So, no matter what kind of an experience you get, what matters is how you overcome those situations. Obviously, for the ones who've had a bad experience, it is quite difficult to make up the mind to bring back the self-esteem you just lost. Now, let's move right into the topic. What is self-esteem and why it is so important? What happens if you don't have self-esteem or you have a poor self-esteem about yourself? And tips to boost your self-esteem. Let's talk about them, shall we? So, what is actually self-esteem? Often, people associate self-esteem with their abilities or other people's perceptions about them. But that's not true. Self-esteem is really about how we value ourselves and perceptions about ourselves. In society, we meet various kinds of people with different characteristics and personalities. Some people have good self-esteem. Such people generally feel positive about themselves and about life. This makes them much more strong and better able to cope with life's ups and downs. On the other hand, some people have low self-esteem. As Maxwell Maltz says, low self-esteem is like driving through life with your handbrake on. Such people find it harder to bounce back from challenges and setbacks. This may lead them to avoid difficult situations. That can, however, decrease their self-esteem further because they feel even worse about themselves as a result. So, I think you got an idea about what is self-esteem. Let's see what is so important about it and why we should take it seriously, shall we? The correct sense of self-esteem has the capability of leading you to a more deserving social behavior and better health. Want to know more benefits your self-esteem can bring you? Well, it helps people to live happily, and it drives people to do their day-to-day activities with confidence. Also, self-esteem helps you to maintain a good figure in society and ultimately helps you to achieve your own goals successfully. High self-esteem is key to life satisfaction. For some, this frame of mind comes easily. For others, it's more of a struggle. Luckily, wherever you may be on self-esteem spectrum, you can work on improving your vision, support, compassion, and love of yourself. After all, the relationship you have with yourself may ultimately be the one that matters most. It gives you the reliance, confidence, kindness, motivation, and love that helps you to be the best person you can be. Okay, Now I think you have a good idea about what is self-esteem and why it is so important. Let's move into the next topic, which is what it is like to have a poor self-esteem or not having self-esteem at all. Take a moment to ask yourself the following questions. Have you ever compared yourself with others? Do you feel you are not good enough? Do you feel you are not pretty enough? Do you feel you are not smart enough? And finally, do you feel you are not talented enough? If you answered yes to any of these questions, that's where low self-esteem comes into play. As Reasoner 2012 says, they usually blame themselves for their actions and failures, lack confidence in themselves, and mostly doubt their acceptability and self-worth. Now, let's see how low self-esteem negatively impacts your life. Self-esteem is closely linked to mood, so when it is diminished, you may experience a slew of negative feelings, sadness, shame, anxiety, fear, anger, loneliness, stress, even depression. Everyone experiences periods of negative emotions, but a person suffering from low self-esteem will have an exceptionally difficult time shaking them and will often experience them in combination. This is biggie and reflects a deep-rooted sense of worthlessness. You may perceive others' traits and gifts as being superior to your own, even heroic, and therefore unattainable. If you're struggling with the effects of a low self-esteem, you may believe that no one cares what you think, how you feel, or even what you have to offer. And believing those things can lead to loneliness, hesitation to reach out, the engage, and eventually increasing repressed anger. A low self-esteem can make every day feel like a Monday morning in a heavy traffic after driving off with your coffee mug on a roof of your car. There is a pervasive assumption that I am going to fail anyway, so why bother? This undertow of being stuck and out of gas can wreak havoc with your performance at work and at home. It can also easily leak over into your willingness to try new things that may help both your mood and your bank account. When your self-worth is suffering, it's likely your self-care is as well, because there's an underlying assumption that things can't get any better, so why waste my energy? It's easy to then ignore essential elements of well-being like sleep, good nutrition, and exercise. Low self-esteem will also increase your vulnerability to fear-based distractions like drug and alcohol abuse, compulsive sex, eating, and shopping, all to avoid conflict, pain, and failure. Relationships inevitably suffer when low self-esteem is on board. You may not believe you deserve or can maintain a healthy relationship, so you don't put forth your best effort or present your best self. So, are you worrying that you have affected with one or many of the above mentioned problems in your life? Here are some tips to boost your self-esteem. Talk to yourself positively. Treat yourself as you would your best friend. Be supportive, kind, and understanding. Don't be hard on yourself when you make a mistake. Challenge negative self-talk every time you criticize yourself. Stop and look for objective evidence that the criticism is true. If you feel you can't be objective, then ask a trusted friend for their opinion. You'll realize that most of your negative self-talk is unfounded. Do not compare yourself to others. Recognize that everyone is different and that every human life has a value in its own right. Make an effort to accept yourself, warts and all. Appreciate your special qualities. Remind yourself of your good points every day. Write a list and refer to it often. If you feel you can't think of anything good of yourself, ask a trusted friend to help you write the list. Forget the past. Concentrate on living in the here and now rather than reliving all hurts and disappointments. Tell yourself a positive message every day. Buy a set of inspirational cards and start each day reading out a nib card and carrying the card's message with you all the day. Stop worrying. Worry is simply fretting about the future. Accept that you can't see or change the future and try to keep your thoughts in the here and now. Have fun schedule, enjoyable events and activities into every week. Exercise. It is such a good boost to the brain for all kinds of things, but especially in combating depression and helping you to feel good. Targets need to be step by step, such as starting with a walk round the block once a day, enrolling at a local gym class, or going for a swim. Be assertive. Communicate your needs, wants, feelings, beliefs and opinions to others in a direct and honest manner. That's it. Hope you come across lots of information. If you have any tips of your own about boosting self-esteem, go ahead and share them in the comment section below. Hit subscribe button and press the bell icon for more informative videos.